Hello, welcome to another episode of Balance Me Yoga. Today we will be going through a nice, somewhat faster flow, not a full vinyasa, still more of a hatha flow, but definitely focused on heart opening. All right. For your centering today, we're going to start down on our mat, bringing our big toes together, spreading our knees. As we press back down into child's pose, stretching those arms out in front of you, bringing your third eye down towards the mat, allowing yourself to begin connecting with your breath here. Allowing yourself to root into the earth, allowing that third eye to connect to that root. This doesn't have to be a very active child's pose. It can be nice and calm, keep it relaxed. Just keep those arms out forward. Press those elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands on the mat. Connecting to the mat, connecting to your breath. Allowing yourself to find a little balance here as you connect that third eye to the mat. Allow yourself to let any thoughts pass through like clouds. Maybe notice any of the sounds that are happening outside, around you, inside your home. It's okay to notice those sounds, notice those thoughts. It's also okay to let them pass by and move on. Start finding yourself connecting to what you're feeling inside right now. Maybe your body is already starting to feel warm, or maybe you aren't as warm as you'd like to be. Maybe you notice anything that's feeling tight in your body, whether it be your ankles or your knees, your hips or your thighs, your belly, your back, your shoulders, your elbows, your hands, your neck, your jaw, your eyes, begin to allow those areas that feel tight, that need a little extra love, a little extra oxygen, allow them to receive it. Begin connecting to that breath. First, a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Another inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Now maybe you start connecting with that Ujjayi breath. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Maybe finding that ocean, that snoring sound through the back of your throat. Just finding yourself calming, connecting. from here, you're still in your child's pose. Continuing to connect that forehead to your mat. Maybe walk your right fingertips over to the right. Maybe start walking those left fingertips over to the right. Keeping those hips pressed back. Finding that side body stretch through the left. Connecting to your breath here. Noticing any tightness you may feel as we start to gently wake up our bodies. And your next inhale, bringing it back center. As you exhale, bring that left hand, start walking it over. Maybe walk over the right, trying to continue to keep that forehead connected down to the mat. Maybe you notice a side body stretch. Maybe your forehead can't stay on the mat. Maybe it has to lift up. Whatever feels right for your body. But noticing any of those gentle movements and how they feel through your body right now. Connecting to your breath here. To continue connecting to your breath. On your next inhale, you're going to come back center. Bring those hands in the middle of the mat. Let's make this more of an active child's pose. So we're lifting those elbows up. The forehead still on the mat. You lift those elbows, those shoulders are away from the ears. You're feeling the scapula on your spine. Still pushing those hips back. Let's slowly rise up. Coming up into a slight tabletop position here. Those hands are still extended in front of us. Keeping the left hand to the mat. We're going to take that right hand, lifting it up, bringing it up as you watch it going up towards the ceiling, and bringing it down as you thread it through underneath that left arm. We're going to go back up again. On an inhale, up, watching that right hand, exhale, bring it back down. One more time, inhale, up, exhale as you bring it down. On this exhale, maybe bring that right ear towards the mat, that right cheek. Maybe you find a little bit of your heart starting to open here as you put your left hand onto that mat. Maybe you start to press the left side of your body away. Continuing to connect to your breath. Pulling those abdominals in towards your spine. And your next inhale. Bringing that right hand back up. Exhale as you bring it down. Now let's go to the left side. We're going to take that left arm. Inhale as you bring it up. Exhale as you bring it down and through the right. One more time. Bringing that left arm up. Exhale as you bring it back down and through. Inhale as you bring it up one more time. Exhale as you bring it through. And now this time you're bringing your left ear to the mat, left cheek. You can also make it more active as you bring your right hand onto the mat. So if your right hand is onto the mat, you're able to kind of start pressing as if you're rolling the right side of your body up and away. Depends on what you want to feel through thread to needle. You can feel that outer shoulder stretch by keeping it a little less active on the right. Or you can get a little bit of a deeper stretch through your core and your hips as you press that right hand into the mat and you feel your hips pressing back a little bit further. Now we're going to come back up into our tabletop position. So our wrists and shoulders are under our arms. Our wrists and hands are under our shoulders, and our knees are under our hips. From here, we're going to do a few cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, pulling that belly down. Bringing that head up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale as you pull that belly in towards your spine, bringing your head down. Inhale into your cow. Exhale as you let it all out, pulling up to that scared cat position. Feeling that nice stretch. Maybe you feel it along your spine. Maybe you feel it in your hips. Inhale as we do one more. Cow. Exhale. Now from here, we're going to take it to a little bit of a abdominal crunch. So finding a little balance here. We're still in our tabletop with our hands and wrists under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. Maybe we bring our right leg out. Maybe it has to stay on the floor. Maybe you're able to lift it. Depending on where you can find that balance. Try not to lean too much. Find that nice center where you're putting the weight into both the right and left hands. Maybe you weight it down a little bit more into the right hand as you lift the left. Maybe you're able to lift that right leg. Connecting with that balance. Finding that right foot pushing through the wall behind you. So flexing that foot down. Finding that core strength here. Just holding the balance. Inhale. Exhale as you bring it back down. Let's find a little balance here again. So now we're going to take that left foot out. Maybe allow that left foot to just hang out on the back of your mat. Or you can kind of test out your balance to see how it feels lifting it up. Depends on where you are. Maybe bring that right arm up now as you ground and root into that left hand. Maybe that left foot can come up now, flexing down as if you're pushing through the wall behind you, but reaching forward. Finding those two opposites. Connecting to your breath. Keeping your head down, your gaze continues to be down towards the mat. We're not trying to hurt our spines or our neck. Being very careful, just warming up our core, warming up our backs. Inhale. And exhale as you bring everything down. Now, let's walk our hands forward just a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe like half a palm's length. We're going to curl our toes under as we slowly hover our knees above our mat. As we hover here, connecting to our breath, noticing any sensations that we're starting to feel. Maybe you feel it in your hips. Maybe you feel it in your knees. Maybe you feel it in your shoulders. Those shoulders should be away from the ears though. Shouldn't be hunched. Away from the ears. As you notice those sensations and you start to change how you're feeling, change and shift into position. As you continue to connect to your breath, on your next exhale, lift those hips up into your first downward dog. Maybe you start to pedal out your feet, bending one knee while stretching the other. Pulling that belly in. Maybe you take your right hand and reach towards the outside of your left ankle. Bringing your gaze under your left shoulder. Finding a stretch there. Oopsie. Finding that stretch. Maybe bring this hand back down. I'm going to bring the left hand towards the right ankle. Maybe bring the gaze under the right shoulder. Finding a stretch there. To continue connecting to your breath. Either pedaling out your feet or stretching through each side. Inhale as you gaze forward. Maybe we walk our feet up towards the top of our mat into our first forward fold. In this first forward fold, I want you to just limber, just find how your body feels, keeping your gaze down. Maybe your eyes are closed. As you connect to your breath here, noticing any sensations. As you lift, if you lift your hands and grab your elbows, you can notice whether your body's trying to tilt you forward, backward, or side to side, and just allow that to happen. Notice what's happening, feel it. Find your balance. Continue finding that breath. No, it's okay. You're not going to fall. Trust in yourself. As you exhale, you bring your hands down to the mat or towards your feet, or even towards blocks if this forward fold is too deep for you, or even towards a chair if this forward fold is still too deep for you. We're going to half lift with our hands on our shins, just below our knees. So we're now in a figure 7 position, pushing those hips back, extending that head forward. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale as you slowly rise up, bringing those hands up, palms together. Exhale, heart center. That's our first Sun A. We're going to do a couple of those before we start to move into our flow. So inhale as you bring those hands back up. Exhale, you can either swan dive down, or sometimes we just chop through the air, forward fold. Exhale. Inhale on that half lift. Exhale down. Stepping that right foot back to that half, like as if we're in a low lunge. Stepping that left foot back. Now we're in a plank. Holding it here, catching your breath. Bringing your elbows, look at your elbows as if you're rotating them towards each other. They're facing each other, the insides of those elbows. Slowly, as you keep your elbows bent and close, going down. Maybe you lay the tops of your feet down on your mat as you press up on an inhale into your cobra. Exhale as you curl those toes and push up into your downward dog. Continue connecting to your breath, gazing forward, hopping or stepping to the top of your mat in that forward fold on an exhale. Inhale as you half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as you slowly rise up, bringing those hands together. Exhale, heart center. Inhale as you bring it back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale on a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to take that left leg this time and step it back. Now we're back in that low lunge type position. Now we're going to step our right leg back. We're in the plank. Looking at those elbows as if you're rolling them towards each other, facing each other. Keeping those elbows close. Either you go down into your cobra, or maybe you go to your upward dog on an inhale. Exhale as you curl those toes. Push it back. Catching your breath here. Now we're going to take that right leg. Maybe bring it up in the air, rooting down through that left foot. Maybe notice as you root down through the left, if you can push your heel down or keep it up on your toes. Just notice the slight differences as you start to warm up. But also, keep those shoulders square with the wall in front of you. So don't, because you left your right leg, allow it to pull your body. Lifting that right leg, bending that knee, maybe bringing that knee to the right elbow. Now we'll bring it back up. And inhale, exhale, touch that left elbow. Inhale. We're going to bring it back to the center of our mat now, stepping it forward. Dropping that left knee into our low lunge. From our low lunge, just let's get into a nice low lunge here so that right foot is forward, right knee is bent. My right knee is just over my second toe. I can see my toe. I'm feeling that nice stretch here through my left hip, my left thigh, pressing forward, bringing those hands up, connecting to my breath, pulling my belly in. Maybe I take my left elbow down to my right thigh. Right hand, just going to face forward and bringing my right hand on top of the left into a prayer position. Finding that stretch, finding that twist, connecting to your breath here. As you release it, we're going to take that right hand, putting it on our thigh, and taking that left, bringing it up, reaching back for our left foot. So now I'll turn back this way. So as I reach back, maybe I'm reaching for my heel or my ankle. Maybe my foot is flat over, the tops of my foot are flat, or I keep my toes curled and I reach back, going into our half camel. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you reach back. Coming back forward, connecting to that breath, bringing that left hand back to the mat, bringing that right hand back, bringing that right foot back, lifting that left knee. Maybe we go down into our flow. Connecting to our breaths. Now let's see what we notice as we do the left side. So lifting that left foot, noticing on the right if I can bring that heel down, kind of get another little stretch in my calves here. But still noticing that my shoulders are square. Trying to keep that left leg up. Connecting to my breath. Taking that left knee to the left elbow. Exhale. Inhale as you bring that left leg back up. Exhale as you bring that left knee to the right elbow. Inhale as you bring it back up. Exhale as you step it through. And bring that right knee down. Anjaneyasana. We're in our low lunge. Bringing our hands up. Keeping that left knee just over that second toe. Pulling that belly in. Hands up. This time, taking our right arm. Reaching back for that right heel, right ankle. Toes curled or tops of foot flat. You can stay here. You can stay here. Or you can reach back for that half camel. Whatever feels most comfortable to you. As you see, my head is still, my neck is still in line with my shoulders. I'm not just dropping my head back. I'm still finding that strength. Exhale as you bring it back forward, hands down to the mat. Lifting that right leg, stepping the left back. You can either push back into your downward dog here or child's pose, or you can go through your flow. All right. Lifting that right leg. Bringing that right knee to the right elbow. Going back up, bringing that right knee to the left elbow. Going back up. Bringing that right foot forward. Bring that left knee down. Back into that low lunge. Finding our twist. I think I forgot that on the other side. I did. It's okay. We'll do it when we get back over there. Okay. Now from here, we're going to go into that half camel. Then we're going to take our hands back down to the mat. Bringing that right foot back, left foot back. This time we're going to hold a plank. Then we're going to take our hands down, our forearms down to the mat into a dolphin. So you can bring your forearms down to the mat. Your hands can be spread, or you can bring them together. And you're pushing those hips up and walking your feet towards you like a dolphin. Like a dolphin looks when it's in the air, body curled. Dolphin pose is a great pose for what we're dealing with right now. It helps with the immune system, nasal passages. It's a great respiratory pose. From dolphin, we're going to walk those feet back, keeping those elbows to the mat, hands placed on the mat, coming down until Sphinx pose. Just finding that nice stretch here. In Sphinx pose, you can bring your hands out a little bit more. Elbows are still just under the shoulders, at your chest. You should feel as if you're able to pull your whole body forward in Sphinx. Now from here, we're going to push back. You can either go into your child's pose, or you can go back up into downward dog. When you're ready, let's meet in downward dog. Catching your breath here, lifting that left leg. Inhale. Exhale, you bring that left leg to the left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, you bring it back up. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, you bring it back up. Stepping that left leg forward. Might have to inch it forward. Might have to use your hand to help you. Bringing that right knee down. Now we're in our low lunge. Keeping that left knee bent above the second toe. Taking that right elbow, bringing it to the left knee. Left hand on top of the right. Finding that twist. Maybe while you're twisting, your hands are together. And you find a little push here where you can just, as if you're opening up your heart a bit more towards that ceiling. Pulling that belly in. Rotate it up. Catching your breath. We're just going to hold this side a little bit longer since we missed it last time. Okay. Now from here, you put that left hand on your left knee as you take that right hand, reaching back for that camel, half camel. So again, you can either just stay here, you don't even have to reach back. Or if you like to reach back, you can. You can take your arm up over. Notice what your body feels as you stretch through that camel pose here. Connected to your breath. Coming back forward on the inhale. Exhale as you bring those hands back to the mat. Lifting that right knee. Bringing that left leg behind you. We're in our plank. In our plank, connecting to your breath here. Holding that plank. Bringing your forearms down to the mat in your hand. Good. Maybe you bring your hands together. You can close them, interlace them if you like, or some people like to just keep their hands down on the mat. As you push up into that dolphin, bringing those feet, walking them in closer. Sorry to show my big belly to everybody. Okay, keep pushing in. You got it. Connecting to your breath. Allowing your dolphin pose to take effect. Connecting to your breath. This is one of my favorite poses. So my forehead, nor is my head touching the floor. It's not on the floor. My hair is on the floor, but I just want to make sure you can see that my forehead or my head is not on the floor. My shoulders are away from my ears. Belly's in towards the spine. Just pushing that hip up towards the sky. Now I'm slowly going to walk my feet back, keeping my forearms down, bringing my hands apart, lowering my belly down. into my Sphinx pose. So now my forearms are down on the mat, hands are down. Pulling my body forward, shoulders away from my ears. Connected to our breath. Now let's push back into our child's pose here. Big toes together, knees wide. Connected to your breath. Finding that inner voice that's telling you can keep going. You're doing a beautiful job. Letting all the good things in. Pulling all those bad things away. Now from here, we're going to go back into our Sphinx. So we're going to come back forward on our belly. Okay? Bringing our forearms to the mat, hands down. And from here is where we're going to find a nice little balance pose. So what we're going to do is bring our left leg on top of the right, keeping our forearm down into our side plank. Okay? So for some people, maybe staying here is best. This is a lot of balance just to hold your body in balance on your hip and your elbow and forearm. Okay? Or you can kickstand that bottom leg as you lift those hips up, but still finding that forearm down into the mat, lifting up on those hips, pressing that left hip up. So this left hip is what's pressing up. But my right leg is my kickstand, just helping me with my balance here. Maybe you bring your left arm up. Maybe you allow it to reach over, causing a nice little arch of the body, which really allows you to find even more of a full body side stretch here. Finding that balance. Connecting to your breath. Inhale as you come back, bring that hand up and down. Exhale as you lower that hip, coming down to your mat. Back into your Sphinx pose. Tops of your feet still on top of the mat here. Feeling yourself pressing into that Sphinx, pulling your body forward. This time we're going to roll to our left side. So we're going to bring our right on top of the left. And now you can see what it looks like from this side as well. Still keeping that forearm position under my shoulder, like a 90-degree angle here. Finding that balance right here. This is what's pressing into the ground. I'm going to bend my left leg under me to use it as a kickstand as I lift my right hip up. Finding that balance. Bringing my belly in. My belly is still doing work here. Maybe I bring my right arm up and reach over as I continue to find that connection, that balance. Trying not to collapse into my shoulder here, which I am doing. I'm not setting a good example. But try not to collapse down into the shoulder. Lifting up, pressing up. Now, exhale, bring that hip down. Coming back onto your belly. Maybe bringing your forehead down onto the tops of your hand for a moment. Using that hand as a pillow. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and push back up. Going into our child's pose. Finding the moment here. Connecting my third eye to the mat. A few breaths. From here, slowly rising up onto our knees. So while on your knees here, you can keep your knees separated at hips distance. And we're going to try to go into a couple half camels and then maybe a full camel. So maybe you keep as you keep your hands down here, you can keep the tops of your feet on the mat, or like I explained earlier, you can have your toes curled. As you inhale, you can bring that right arm up, reaching back for that right heel. Maybe you just hold it there. Just find that stretch. Find how your body feels. Connecting to your breath. Maybe you bring your left arm up and notice that feeling. Now maybe we'll just slowly sway back around. Bringing our left arm down towards the left heel and our right arm up over the left. As we go into our half camel on the left side. Maybe we do it again. Right side. Inhale. Exhale. Left side. Good. Maybe this time, if you feel up to it, or you can just continue with the half camels, you can reach that right arm and the left arm back into your full camel. Shoulders away from your ears. Heart is opening. I'm not just laying my head back. I'm keeping my neck strong, up, my chin is up. My gaze is towards the ceiling. Good. Slowly, as you come out of that pose, we'll just come forward, slowly bringing one hand and then the other. Let me turn back around. Here's the water. Now we're going to go ahead and lay down into our mats. Bring our knees to our chest. Connecting to our breath here. Maybe you rock a little bit on your spine. Notice how that feels. Now from here, we're going to bring our legs and our hands down. Okay, my hands are actually going to go above my head. I'm going to take here we go. My left leg, bring it on top of the right. And I'm going to take my left hand, reaching for the right wrist. And I'm going to first bring my right foot over towards the left. So my left foot is kind of helping me pull the right over. And then I'm going to take that right arm. I'm going to use my left hand to help me pull that right arm over towards the left as well. It should be in like a banana shape or a crescent shape. Hopefully you feel the stretch through that side body here. Continue thinking about that core and bringing your abdominals in towards your spine even while you're here. And maybe you notice a little bit deeper stretch when you pull your belly in. Maybe you notice a stretch somewhere else. I'm still keeping both shoulders on the mat. So my right shoulder is not rolling off the mat while I'm grasping that right wrist. I'm still just stretching through, keeping that right shoulder onto the mat. Connecting to my breath. So notice everything you're feeling. On your next inhale, slowly bring the right back center and the left center. Relax that left leg off of the right. Take that left arm from the right, and now we're going to switch it. So now we're going to take our right leg, bringing it over the left, so we can help pull that left leg over to the right. And we're going to use our right hand at the left wrist to pull that left arm, that left shoulder towards the right. Again, My left shoulder is on my mat. Just bringing in that stretch, finding that banana shape, that crescent shape. Noticing that side body stretch through the left. Connecting to the breath. Again, notice if you pull your belly in and continue breathing, how the sensation might change through your sides. Inhale as you come back center, separating those legs, separating those hands. And we find a nice full body stretch, pointing the toes towards one end and the fingertips towards another. And now when you're ready, if you need to find any final poses before your Shavasana, feel free. Some people like to go into shoulder stands. People like to go into plows. Some people need a little bridge. Whatever you might need, feel free to take that time. And when you're ready, meet us in Shavasana. Laying flat on your back, allowing your body to start melting into that mat. Once you're in your Shavasana, find that connection with your breath. Take the time to just relax and rest. You've earned this time. Slowly start to awaken. If you need to stay in Shavasana, please feel free to stay there. But as you slowly awaken, start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Slowly start to feel a little more movement through your legs and your knees and hips. Maybe also through your shoulders. Maybe when you're ready, take another full body stretch, raising those arms towards the wall behind you and pointing those toes towards the wall in front. And when you're ready, bringing those hands and legs back towards each other as you roll towards your right side. So maybe you bend your knees as you roll to the right. Going into your fetal position. Taking some time right here to catch your breath again, connect to your breath, connect to that place of rebirth, the rebirth of your soul, the rebirth of your breath. And when you're ready, slowly rise up to an easy seated position. Once you get to that easy seated position, let's bring our hands together. Prayer position. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Thank you again for meeting me here on your mat today. And don't forget to find the strength off your mat that you found on your mat today, because that strength is there at all times. Namaste.